Now we will understand the academic structure module. So to begin with the academic structure, how to set up, we need to first set up the sections of the school. Okay, so yeah, make sure just you have just selected the right session. Okay, because maybe you are entering in the wrong session and you want to run in a different session. So make sure, but this thing will not affect actually because section will be remain same in every session. But it's a good practice to begin with the actual session. Okay, so like you see, we have the different sections in this list, and we have some dummy sections also. So you can define like this, like A, B, C. Okay, these are the common sections in the school. And if you have, different sections as per if you have the learning school or the coaching center. So maybe you have batches like morning batch, evening batch, the timing. So these are the basically the sections for you. Okay, so just add any section. Okay, the same process here. If any student belong to any section or class, then you will not able to delete it. But if that section is free, that's not bind with any class. Okay, and students are not in that class, so you can delete that section. Else you can only edit this section. Okay, now shift come to the class. So here we will add the classes like class 1. Okay, and for the class 1 we have A, B, C, D section. So just select all A, B, C, D. Okay, in time, half day, out time. No, this is really a good concept. So this will work if you opted the RFID attendance, like the automated attendance system. So basically, let's take an example. We have a class 1 with the section A, B, C, or D. Okay, so for that's a common time for every class. So we need to define, but we'll take an example of class 1. So we define an in time, for example, here. Let's say 9 p.m. Sorry, my mistake. 9 a.m. Okay, and half time is, yeah, 11:15 a.m. will work. Out time to 14 p.m. Okay, okay, so it's a 2 2:15 p.m. Yes, all right. So how it will work? Student will come in the class. So students will come in the school. Just tap their card into the RFID attendance. Where if it's a biometric, if it's a RFID attendance, they just tap it. Okay, or punch. So if student touch the card before 9 a.m., student will be marked as a present. Okay, first case. Second case, student will tap the card after 9 a.m. but before 11:15. So the student will be marked as a late. Okay, now student will mark again after 11:15 before 2:15. Then student will be marked as a half day. And if student will mark after 2:15, then that's absent. Okay, we'll not take it anymore because that's completely gone. So this is the first time. Okay, student can tap after the 5 minutes of the first tap. Within the 5 minutes, we can't take it. Okay, for example, student marked 9 a.m. before 9 p.m. Okay, now it's a present. Now student again marked after 9:05. Okay, 9:05 a.m. So technically, student is gone because he marked it again, and now student status turn it to the half day. Okay, so same for this thing. So if student marked again after 2:15, then student will be marked as a present because that's a complete whole day attendance. So this is how the attendance will be worked. Okay, and this is a check for the to show on online form, and you can control it from here also. So basically, we have an online admission form, and if you want to show that class in the form, you are open for that class admissions through the online. So you can just enable, or you can enable it from here, so that students can fill up the form for that class and section. Okay, yeah, section is not mandatory, but for the class they can fill up the form. Okay, and you can same process edit. If no student, you can delete it if there is a no student, but you can only edit if there are other students. Okay, so this is how we can manage the class and section. Okay, you can search here for any class. Like if you want to show the sections in the class 1, just write down class 1. Okay, so let's see, even wherever the class 1, so it give the result like this. Okay, you do this, if you give it will give you like this. Okay, and upper and lower case will not matter definitely. So like this, you'll get a time. And if you want to see like yeah, this time for which classes we entered, so it will give you like this. Okay, like 215 out time is for the class 1. Also this will work on a complete table search. Now next is elective subject category. So how this will work? No, this is very useful for the examination. Like, we have 11 12, I mean the highest secondary students, so they opt some subjects, some elective subjects, or you can say the optional subjects that student can choose, like the 2 or 3 subjects from the 8 subject, so that we can make a pair of 5 subjects. I mean 3 are compulsory, but 2 are additional. Student can choose any 2 from the 5 or 6, whatever the optional subjects we offer to the student. So we make a category. Okay, let's say for example the maximum student can opt is a 2 subject, so we will create a 2 category, like category 1, category 2. Okay, and if it's for the different classes, different category, I mean we just take a maximum, like maximum how many subjects a student can opt. If there are 3, then we will create a 3 category. Okay, any name you can add for the category, just like a social. If there you have a multiple subjects for the category social, or you can, better, you can create a category like category 1, category 2, category 3. Okay, now come to the subjects. So here you need to add a subject like English, maths, Hindi, physics, chemistry, bio. Just add a compulsory subjects without selecting this checkbox. Okay, subject code is optional, but it's a good practice if you add a subject code, if you have from your affiliation board, because every board will give you the subject code. If you have, that's good. Otherwise you can create just like this. The temporary, you see here we have added ENG, math, HN, so you can add like this also. And yeah, now if we have some elective subjects, so what you do, just write down the subject name. For example, we write economics. Okay, let's see, think like economics. Okay, it will be a elective subject. Click on this. Now subject the category, in which categories it will fall. For example, it will fall in this 2 category. Okay, no, okay, I will explain some more thing regarding the category. For example, let's open a notepad. Okay, now we have a category 1. Okay, and now we have a category 2. Okay, see, now we have a subject 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, in category 1, and student can opt any single subject from this subject. Okay, same we have a, for example, the same subject. So now the how the category will work, student can opt any subject from this 5. Let's say student opted subject number 1, so these 2 will be cut it. I mean, so student opted a 1. Now when you select a category 2, then you will be able to select only from these options. Okay, only from this subject. If student opted subject 3, then we will like this. Okay, so this is how the category will work. Okay, and I mean that is for the common subject. If you have a common subject into the different category, but if you have a different subjects, like if you have a 1 2 3 in this, you have 4 5 6 in this, then there is no problem. He or she can select any one subject from this and one from this. Okay, so this is how the category will work. Okay, so yeah, when you select the, I mean assign the, save the elective subject, so you can see like this here, compulsory, elective, whatever is the subject. Okay, so after adding this, now we will move to the subject class group. So subject class group is basically you need to assign a subject to a class. I mean, we created a open subjects. I mean, we added all the subjects that will fall, that we will teach in the school, whether starting from the class nursery to 12th. I mean, whatever is your classes, how many is your classes, we will add a total subjects in the subject list. Okay, and we will add a total elective subjects in the subject list. Now here we will add like this. For example, if I will show you class 1. Okay, so we have class 1. here you just write down name class 1. Yeah, and one more thing, same name you can't add. If there is a same name, I mean with the same space and everything, you're not able to add again because that's a unique key. Okay, now for example it will be for class 1. It will show all the assigned subsections for the class 1. Let's say we want to add B, C or D. Okay, now select the all the subject. For example, we have a English, Math, Hindi. These three are the compulsory that every student will opt. Now come to the elective. Okay, so for the elective you need to, I mean you will see like this elective category. Okay, now suppose we have this category for the elective. So you see we have three subjects in the elective, so student can opt only, student have to opt one subject from this category. Okay, and let's say we assign this also. Okay, now we have two category in which student can opt any two subjects. Okay, let's give it a name like class 6. Okay, yeah, and we'll assign it to this art B. Okay, I mean that's totally on us, whatever we want to add. Okay, so okay, let's create an example for the class 1 that will be very useful actually, so you will be also understand. Okay, class 1, let's say section B, C, D. Okay, these three are the compulsory, and these are the optional subject that any student will have to take. Now record is saved, you see like this. So these three are the, I mean the compulsory one. Okay, and these are the optional, and you see this is the repeated. Now why I'm seeing this? Because I did delete and update again and again. Okay, so if you delete this one, so make sure, I mean no, category wala part is very important. You need to assign it in a first call. If you again add it and this, so maybe you'll able to see a repetition kind of thing. Okay, so to, I mean if you don't want this kind of thing, just make it correct in a single shot. Okay, now come to the assign elective subject. Select class, section, group that we just created. Okay, so you see we have here now the two categories, economics and elective subject 1 that we assigned. You remember the two categories we assigned. So now we have these much students. Okay, red students are the disabled student that we disabled. Now it's totally up to on you, you want to show these students or not. Okay, so in the general setting ERP you can control whether to show the students in the list or not. Okay, so that we will cover in the ERP setting. Now in the economics, just select any subject. For example, we'll select mathematics. Okay, and here we add a fine arts. So like this, if any student will opt any additional subjects, you can assign like this. Okay, and just click on the save. Okay, and the subjects you assign to a student, if you want to check, you can search the student name here. Okay, for example, if I will assign these subjects to the student, okay, and save, and if I search a name here, ASDF. Okay, go to the subjects. So here you can see the assigned subjects for this student. I mean these three are the compulsory, these two are the optional subject that student opted. So here we can see the student subject list. Okay, so this is how we'll set up our the basic structure. Now next is the assign class in charge. So here you need to assign the class in charge of the uh, class. Yeah, teacher of the class. So they can be multiple, but generally we have a single class teacher. So the basic funda why we assign this thing. If any student apply for a leave, so only a school, the higher authority like principal, admins, whoever is the permission for the approval leave in the attendance. Okay, they can. But if there is a teacher, so only class in charge will able to approve the student leave. Okay, so this is how it's very important. And also a class in charge will be, is very responsible for the student attendance. So class in charge can see in his or her login the list of the class for which they can take a attendance. Okay, so it's a good practice to assign a class in charge. Next, create a class timetable. Okay, I mean don't expect a automatic system because that's taking so much time, and maybe sometime it will not a perfect one. Okay, so that's a totally a manual system, but it's really good. use search. Okay, and you will see here like this, select any subject. Okay, so here you will only able to see the subjects that are assigned to this group. For example, we have a first English. Who will teach English? You can search from here also, like Nitin will search teach the time from to time, room number, like say in the room number 100. Oh, that's really so much room. Our school is very rich. If we that is 100 rooms, let's say example 5, room number 5. In the this class will sit for a whole year. Now add new. Okay, second subject, like this. And time, yeah, definitely you need to select a different time. For example, 40 minutes, 30 minutes gap, whatever the time you have, gap you have, just select from and to and room number again. Okay, now after doing this, repeat this. For example, we have the same timetable for complete week, like this. Then just click on the save. Otherwise, if we have till Friday we have this much, on Saturday we have different, then save it till Friday. Now again select this, select Saturday, define your timetable, save it. So now just like this we will create a timetable, and you can see from here. If you search from class section, then you will able to see the assigned timetable. Same for the teacher timetable, whatever you selected for the teacher. Okay, you will able to see. I mean, currently there is no schedule for this teacher, but if you assign, you will able to see like this. You see the Monday for this we have this class. Okay, so this is how you can assign the class teacher. Teacher timetable will automatically be assigned as per you selected in the class timetable. Okay, so now what we have here to the student section update. Okay, for example, you did a wrong entry, like the student will be in the class section A, but you entered in the B. So just select the class section. Okay, select the section, like the win to transfer to the section C. Select student, for example, this, and shift. Don't edit the student from the student management, because that will distort fee structure and this thing. If there is a different fee structure, prefer this method. Okay, next, update student details. So basically, if we select a class section, okay, now we have a field, like these are the static field, like we want to update a roll number of the student. Search, so it will give the old value, whatever the roll number is assigned to the student. Okay, so 0 is basically we added through the CSV, but if you enter manually, that will be impossible to add a same roll number. Okay, just enter a new value. For example, for this we enter like this, no, 1 2 3 4, just say only for those. Now search again. You see 1 2 3 4 old value, you can change it to the new one. Okay, and here you can select the custom field, like no, we can create a custom field in the admission form. If you show our student management video, then you will be able to see what are the custom field. Just click on search, and yeah, you can change the value. Okay, I mean, whatever the value added in the custom field, the comma separated, just enter it here, so it will be selected. Whether it's a drop down radio button or a manual, you just enter the value, just type the value whatever you entered in the field. Okay, so to get a clarity of the custom field, just see the student management video. Okay, and yeah, the module that we left here is the promo student. Okay, so this module will work if you change this session. For example, the current session is 1920. The class 1B student will shift in the next session, okay, in the class 2. Okay, so all the students will pass, continue, and promote. So in the next session, student will be promoted. Okay, some student will leave the school, just leave. Okay, if they pass or will whatever their status, promote. Okay, so this student will go in the alumni, okay, from this current session. But for example, you want to move some student to a different class, like you did a wrong entry for a class. Basically, you want to enter them in the class 2 only for these two students. So just make it 2, other than make it don't move, like this. Okay, so these two students will move if you select like this, other don't move. Okay, So now this student 2 will be shifted to the class 2. You can select the same session. So in the same session, these two students will be shifted in the class 2. Okay. Yeah, and make sure you didn't assign any fees. If you assigned fees, just remove the fees. Okay, and assign the class 2 fees. So that's a manual task also, because if you did a mistake, so you need to fix this fees kind of things also. Next, we have the last one. We have the school scholars. Okay, so school scholar basically that will show on the website. For example, for a class 1B, Jerry just scored a 99%. Okay, yeah, he's a topper of this class. He's a star of the class. So we'll save it. So Jerry, along with the percentage, along with this uh, image photo, this student will be displayed on the website. Okay, or in the coming update, we are also working to show that list on the application, so every parent will see who are the class stars. Okay, so yeah, all what we have in the academic structure that we covered. So I guess you understood. Okay, and if you don't understand, then again, watch the video, and if there is a related module, just see the related module videos.